With, thank you, thank you, thank you. With a wish for all beings to be free. Free from the constriction and contraction caused by learned and held belief systems and thought patterns. Free from the automatic reactions caused by learned and held emotional patterns. And free from the isolation and suffering caused by distorted perceptions. I will always, to the best of my capacity, rest in refuge as alive, vibrant, radiant, spacious awareness until awareness is ongoing, like the flow of a river. Enthused by wisdom and compassion, today in the presence of all awakened ones, of any lineage or none, and or any time or beyond time, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all beings. As long as space remains, as long as beings remain, may I manifest in such a way to ease and dispel the miseries in the universe. Okay. Thank you for being here today. What arises for today? And with your permission, we may take some pauses in this. This practice or shift of awareness, shift of attention, is always about recognizing the three kayas, which are never separate. I thought we might start. And because this was taught as a Tibetan practice, a lot of this that came west is taught only as a visualization. But of course, if you're saying O Mani Padme Hum as you're doing the traditional practice, sending out light rays into the universe or multiverse, one of the first things I heard translated by Wangdor Rinpoche by Lama Lena was simply, as far as your imagination can reach. Mind reaches. Your mind reaches. Just those words broke something loose in me. And I also like to mention that for this tradition for a Tibetan, I'm not sure about other cultures. Heart-mind is in the same location. And a translator that I know better and better over time suggests that probably the half of the translations that are made almost always as mind are actually referring to heart. There really isn't a great separation. And there isn't any separation. For our Western tradition, when we say mind, at least in my culture, mind means brain, thinking. We're not talking necessarily, we're not excluding the energy of that. But when we're talking about big mind or big heart mind or bodhicitta or wisdom or any of those things, I often will say heart mind as a reminder to myself. For today, I'd like to start and ask you to think of the alive beings in your life right now, right this minute, or you can look through all of your life that you feel to or felt close to. However you would describe that. It might be from sharing activities that you like. It might be from a sense of connection. Might be from anything. You could do this as who you like or feel close to. You can do it however you want, as love. And as you bring those into your heart mind, let's start with human realm, although it certainly isn't limited there, I'm sure, for many of you. I'd like you to visualize, hear, sense their presence. And in this moment, as we recognize the limitations of our own bilbla, is what Lama Lena calls it, our own thoughts, feelings, sensations, and perceptions that cause our perceptions. We realize our heart is not always open, is shaped by many things. And as we bring these beings into our consciousness, our awareness, I'd like to take a couple of minutes. Maybe we'll expand it first. And allow ourselves to see them, feel them, sense them, hear them, not only as the beings that we perceive. I'd like us to be able to see them, hear them, sense them, feel them as their absolute true essence of open-hearted, open-minded, unconditioned, alive, aware luminosity, while at the same time recognizing they have the same limitations we do. And as we expand that, maybe to people we've been close to that we have difficulty with, might we allow in this moment our heart mind to recognize their essence beneath all the patterns and habits, formations. Some call it the mask. James Lowe calls it the mask that we wear. Their essence is that open-hearted, open-minded, unlimited, unbounded heart-mind. And their limitations are the same as ours, in different flavors. And we might start to notice that our connection sometimes gets based on having similar patterns and habits so that we feel safe or comfortable. Not wrong. We just bring some awareness to it and some open-heartedness, open-mindedness to that. Recognizing perhaps in this moment that while that is very important to us to connect in those ways, the people that we don't connect, the beings that we don't connect with and find troublesome are probably our greatest teachers. Maybe our heart opens in a way to realize that it's possible that if we, the I that thinks we're I, if our spark of aliveness happened to have been born in their body and lived their life, we might be quite like those beings that we have trouble with. And also, I'd like, while we're doing this, to imagine for a moment all the beings of any size, form, that in some way, in some time, in somewhere, in the magnitude of the universe, we have been all of them. All of us, particularly in the human realm, shaped by our experiences with other beings. Perhaps you trust dogs because that was the safe being that you had in some time in your life where you felt love and you felt loved. You have been a murderer, not in this form, perhaps. You have been a saint. In this lifetime, if we rest for a minute, everybody here has had moments of open kindness. Not because you thought you should, you just felt and acted. And everyone here, at some time in our life, has spoken in anger, has spoken probably in meanness, perhaps not noticing. Maybe something relaxes in us a little bit that allows us to see, feel, sense, hear beings in the way, in a way that recognizes the essence, even though it can get very buried with our habits, our patterns. As Lama Lena is fond of saying, you can't fuck up your Buddha nature. It's just there. You don't have to be good enough. You are there. And then the circumstances of our life create the protectedness that we feel we need. And we forget who we are. And we forget that other beings in the human realm, at least, have the same mask, same bilblah. It's called our personality. Which is changing all the time. Just in this lifetime, you have acted as a saint, whatever that might mean to you, as a bodhisattva. Just in this lifetime, you've acted as a demon. All the lifetimes of all the human realm beings. Then let's open it up to all form. All the beings that we've ignored because we either didn't particularly like or not like them. How many beings have we not even noticed? The human realm, all of those beings have the same mask, different forms of it, and the same essence. How about we open it up even bigger? Take the concept of a bilblaw away. Let's open it up to all the insects. They're alive in this moment. Or will be, or were. All doing their best to survive. All the animals. Perhaps you are a being that can perceive beings that most of us don't see. Those beings too. How many times do we walk by a tree and perhaps go, oh, not even in thought. We just have labeled it a tree. How many different kinds of trees are there? How many networks of communications are shared by trees and fungi? From the coldest, darkest, deepest, most pressured depths of the ocean, there is life. From the driest, hottest, what we would consider a hot hell realm, there is life. All with that same spark, the mystery of aliveness. How about we open it even further? What is that little spark that is so shared? Well, we can't find anything, but our wall is made of it. Does that mean, in some sense, the wall has aliveness? What if for just one moment we could allow every potential possibility of life to come into our awareness? And we could rest here. Noticing in some level of awareness, all of it interacting, all of it shaping all of its experience, all of us interacting, all of us shaping and being shaped by our experiences. The true Nirmanakaya. Perhaps we can rest here. Also opening the awareness to those who have been in our life but aren't anymore, either because their form could not be supported, and yet they're still a part of you. Where do you start and where do you end in all of that? All the way back. If there is such a thing as a beginning, to whatever initial spark of life arose. That's you. And everything that has arisen, that's you. Interconnected. What a vast interconnected web. Perhaps overwhelming when we think we have to do something with it. Control it in some way, shape it the way we want it. Maybe something can relax for a moment. We're not going to shape every being that's ever been. For a moment, can we relax enough to let be? To open our awareness to everything. Right now, we're hopefully all in a safe place where we can do that without too much hesitation, maybe a bit. Perhaps if you are a person that likes to say mantra, sing mantra. Maybe it might occur to say or sing Om Mani Padme Hum. Not just as words, but as symbols of life in all of its manifestations. How can our heart-mind rest with this? We take refuge in all of the manifestation that ever was, is, or will be. Time is a concept, after all. Perhaps it's all here, right now. We may have a sense of a gigantic web of life, all dancing together. The overlay of our human existence, trying to describe, control, understand, shape. Not wrong. Causes a lot of suffering, but not wrong. And we may at the same time have a sense of that spark of aliveness, that light, luminosity, radiance, lots of words. What is it that gives the potential for anything and everything to arise? Doesn't matter what you call it. You could call it Sambhogakaya. Where you are, you know that everything is in everything and everything is connected. Not one, not one. What is this space that allows all of this? For I don't think there can be movement without space, concepts. It is said this is dancing stillness where no thing moves. Maybe we taste that just for a moment. Every awakened being manifests in every moment. And yet we feel lonely, isolated, afraid. What would be the use of a concept of Chenrezig if Chenrezig wasn't present in every moment? Concept of Guru Rinpoche, Padmasambhava, if Padmasambhava were not present in every moment. Beyond the beyond is not somewhere far, far away, long time ago. Beyond the beyond is everything present right here, right now. And you are that. Maybe for a moment, our being lets go of the need to grasp or the need to push away. Or the need to be better. Compared to what? We notice there is so much present in every moment when we're not so concentrated on fixing, changing, worrying about the past, trying to fix, trying to change, worrying about the future based on what happened in that past, to this little tiny speck of this entire universe. Not wrong. We'll grab our form back. Perhaps we won't experience it as being quite so solid, quite so determined, I'm this or I'm that. Perhaps we can dance just a little bit more freely. I'm going to leave you all right here. Well, I'm not going to leave you anywhere. With gratitude and always with the intention not to grasp anything here. Simply let the universe be as the universe is, where all things connect with all things. That was very fun. Thank you all. And I'll see you next time.